What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tales from the Flipside. CBSI presents Tales from the Flipside. I am Bryan, and I am here with my fellow co-hosts. And we're short one, couple men tonight, so it's going to be a fun night. We got a lot to talk about, but let's get into it. Introduce yourself, boys, while I turn my phone on and mute like a professional.
Well, that would imply we're professionals. Jon Z ending up a nice Memorial Day weekend with everybody. It was a good time. Nice, relaxing time with the family. But glad to get back to it.
Oh, me? Oh, okay. Deno. Yeah, like you said,
Professionals.
Sorry. Memorial Day, just hanging out with the fam. That's about it, man. Just living my best life.
I'm Nico, your comic book strategic investment correspondent. I hope to see you all Saturday evenings at 9 o'clock on the Tales from the Flipside YouTube channel. As a result of my association with comicbookinvest.com, I am now trying my best to learn 20 years of Star Wars history.
We're going to do it.
So confusing. I don't understand any of it.
Don't you mean like eons of history? Because it's not 20 years of books; it's eons of Star Wars that jump.
It's really
millennia.
hard. I call lots of people, and then they start talking really fast, using words I don't know. I feel like if I fled the United States to another country, right, to escape prosecution, and I didn't know the language, this is what it would feel like.
It's probably true. Well, the problem is, like, you couldn't get
it's
a Star
like
Wars
Darth
for
Nil, Darth Revan, Darth Maul, Darth da-da-da, Sith,
Yeah.
yada, something with a lot of apostrophes. I don't know. Republic, Yondu, Yondor. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Slow down.
You couldn't
Slow
do a
down.
Star
I'm writing
Wars.
these things down.
You couldn't do a Star Wars for Dummies book because it'd be like a Britannica collection.
Yeah, dude, right? It looked like an encyclopedia.
It'd be terrible.
Star Wars for Dummies is still really intense.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Let's give
I heard before we go. I heard that they're saying that how is a Death Star circle? It's flat. Did you see the Death Star? It was like flat. So how's it a circle? I'm on a flat Death Star movement. Talk about that next time.
Well, I've got two working conspiracy theories as well. I think that's the final one for the trifecta.
Make sure you guys check out all the other shows that are on this amazing Flipside YouTube channel. Make sure you guys go check out Comic Book Invest also for all your comic and speculation needs. And a lot of crazy stuff going on the channel right now. A lot of fun content, videos going up every day. Make sure you check it out. All right, pickups, gentlemen. I guess I'll start since I'm in the top left today.
In the hot seat.
In the hot seat, all right, we'll start. All right, so I'm not sure who it was. It might have been, I'm not sure. It might have been Topher. I think it was Topher. And one of my problems.
A deep dive then.
Yeah, one of my problems right now is I'm totally fucking getting called out. Like, all the books that I've been waiting to buy because I'm like, all right, people don't know about that yet, but I don't have that much money to be spending on those yet, so I'm going to wait to buy them. And now Topher is just blowing up my spot with all the Star Wars spec, and Ben and Peter and Morello are all blowing up my spot with all the Star Wars specs. So one of my favorite all-time stories in the Star Wars comics, so much so that it's one of my favorite all-time figures too. They put out a figure for this story, is Star Wars Infinities, number 4, the 4 of 4. And basically what they are, they're like Star Wars what ifs. And this story is really cool. It's basically like, what if Luke got Vader to live at the end of Jedi, and Vader turned back to the Force. And instead of wearing black Vader suit, he wears like a white Vader suit, and it looks bad as hell. And so Topher put up this, blew up my spot. And so I had to go buy a bunch of them really quick before they got super hot. So I bought like 3 sets of all 4 of the Infinities, the Infinities 1 through 4. There's number 2 is Leia Organa versus Boba Fett. Number 1 is Tragedy on Tatooine. I'm not sure that story. Number 3 is In the Clutches of the Empire, and number 4 is the Infinities one. But it's also, some of them say direct sales. I don't know if you see that.
Yeah.
But this one says,
Ooh, boy, newsstand.
is that a newsstand, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So what is that? Do they all say Return of the Jedi at the top?
Yes, they all say Return of the Jedi. Star Wars Return of the Jedi Infinities. This one's called The Triumph of Skywalker.
I wish you would have told me about that like 4 days ago before I bought a short box and a half of comics. And I've seen those, and I absolutely was like, what's that? Oh, they're dumb. They're not on the list. Son of a bean.
Yeah, they're badass.
Those are awesome.
Yeah. And then I scored another set. I buy these every time they're up of the first Battle Pope run on Funkatron. It's one of my top 5 all-time favorite comic characters, comic book runs, anything. And it's Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore's first professional work. They self-published on a label they called Funkatron. I've talked about this before, but I buy them whenever I see them. So I got number 1, 2, and 3. It's probably like my 15th copy of it. And here's kind of a shitty story because it just pisses me off doubly. Z finally made true to his promise of hooking me up with finding me a Lomo Ragno 300 variant, the foreign variant. So he sent me a link and I bought it now. And the guy goes, and I paid for it and everything. And the guy goes, you messed up shipping. I'm not going to send it. And so he wouldn't send it. So I'm like, damn it. Well, when I was fighting with him telling him, no, I'll fix shipping, whatever you says. And he just never responded because he saw how much they were going for. And so I just like I felt bad, and I saw this on the foreign eBay site, and I was like, oh, I'll buy it. So I bought one of the 301s.
Oh, okay. That's not a bad deal.
The problem is the asshole sent it, and these ones that have the corners cut.
Oh boy!
Shit.
And he wrapped it in saran wrap, and look at that.
Oh boy!
Oh, ballsack.
Is it color breaking?
I think you can press that out, bro.
I think you can press it out.
No, you can't.
You can't.
No.
Oh,
Why?
yes, because it's like a hard cover.
Yeah, that thing's a bitch.
Yeah, it's like a cardboard cover.
Yeah, we sent that. Remember, Z? We sent those to Leg. Remember?
And he looked at him like, yeah, no.
Too thick? Oh,
Yeah,
There's card stock.
Yeah, it's card stock. It's not flexi paper.
So that really pissed me off. But
As a return, is that an eBay return?
I don't know. Do I return it? It's overseas.
Do it.
I got one more pickup. It's not my pickup, but we'll talk about it later in the show. It's a fun little thing that we got going on. So
I'm clinically depressed about the ship job nightmare.
I fucking hate it.
Yeah, I mean that's what happened with International. We talked about that. You know,
Damn.
it happens, bro.
Yep. All right, Z, you're up, brother.
All right. I'm going to start with one for you because you'll probably appreciate this book. It's Prism 1.
Ooh, it's a red label, so that means it's signed by somebody, right?
Eric Larson, Al Harris, 66 of 700.
Wow.
This is Eric Larson's 4th published work. Was trying to research where all it goes, but it's very early for it. 700 printed. It's continued from Graphic Fantasy 1, but I don't think it's a Savage Dragon story. It's one of those books you just don't find. I won't say if the dragon appears or not. I can't find a confirmation on it, but it is a continuation of some of the stories from Graphic Fantasy 1, which is a motherfucker. And
shine on it. That's a motherfucker too.
There are very few graded. I think 2 on CGC and 2 on CBCS. They all have the signature on the back. I'm trying to show it here. It's tough lighting. There we go.
Oh, dude, that's badass.
And numbered. I've could only find 2 sales on GPA. One was 500 a couple years ago, and then one was about 250 more recently, but it was like 8.5s. This is a 9.0 with a check mark. Well, I know the check mark's confusing. I did a little research. There's a little bit of rust on the staples, probably 80s cheap staples, much like the TIFF books are prone to. So, very cool book that Walker tipped me to, and I appreciate it because I had started a wish list with him probably 5 to 6 years ago, and this was the last one in the book that he's like, I owed you one more. This was it. I said, thanks, my man. So,
that's unbelievable, dude. Wow.
True to his word, man. That dude, I had a short list of books I was looking for. I didn't ask him for ridiculous things. And he had a little list, and as he'd see him, he'd be like, Z, that's one you need. So he'd shoot it to me, and he did. So I appreciate it, sir. That was an MCS purchase. This was just happened to be near it on MCS, and I'm the only whore buying these. But I bought a Niobe first print 9.8 for 40 some bucks. I will gamble on it all day long. I mean, the shipping was already paid for, so I think it's 43, 44 bucks. Why not?
Yeah, why not? That's an easy buy.
I mean, listen, it may not go to HBO, it may go fucking nowhere, but I will gamble 40 bucks that it might. Just because the potential of HBO is monstrous. So, this one is going to be the most obscure book, which is really saying something. I picked up this guy. The reason it's interesting is it is Super Comics out of South Africa. Super Comics is South African editions of comics, and they are exceptionally hard to find. What little survives does tend to stay in country. Actually got this one out of England, and it was a $7 shipped. I mean, it came literally in a Ziploc bag in an envelope, but it was already beat up, so I didn't care. If you've heard Matt talk about it on either our show or on Global Comic Safari, Super Comics are just really kind of cool as part of history. This was during apartheid, but they would actually show white kids, black kids all on the same thing and do, articles and winners and have everybody together. So they were kind of on the right side of, the whole movement there. So they're just kind of cool piece of history. It's not even, I don't even care what the book was, but for $7, I have a search for Super Comics and I almost never see them come up.
That's awesome.
I seem to be on a bit of a spirit run. Mexican Navarro again. I don't think this is a U.S. cover. I could be wrong, but I couldn't find it on a quick search. So I thought it was really cool with the spider web detail and the lady again with the very, very narrow waist.
Yeah, I wonder, did Eisner draw that? I wonder if they pulled it from maybe the newspaper.
I can't confirm or deny. I have seen this book before in Navarro. I couldn't quick search find it in the original run. But man, the
from 44?
Yeah. No, it'd be more. Well, that's the original run, but this usually is from the 60s run, right?
Harvey run?
Yeah. So, he draws women that make Christina Hendricks look like she's got no curves. I know.
I love Eisner, man.
Just the webs. It's just gorgeous. And I got it for a steal, so I will just keep buying books like that. And no other spec site's going to give you that gem. So last one was, I think I talked about it Sunday night on Vintage Voyage as I was excited. I won an auction. But I was watching a set of Mary Marvel books. There was a Mile High. There was a Crippen D copy. I didn't hit those. I missed both of those as the underbidder, but I hit this one. My first Crowley pedigree.
Nice.
Mary Marvel Wow Comics number 56 from the Crowley pedigree, a 9.4.
Strong.
And you know what? I'm just a golden age book. Mary Marvel, I still think is a way underappreciated character. I think the whole Marvel family is very underappreciated outside of a couple books, and that universe is ripe to go. You got The Rock going to kind of cross over into it. So I'm going to keep buying them. And for a 9.4 Golden Age book, I got it for about under $300 or right at $300. I will take it all day long.
No, you did, because I watched it. I didn't know that you got it, and was like, holy shit, someone stole that.
Yeah,
Super happy it was you.
I went for the Mile High and missed it. I should have went a little higher on that one, but it's only an 8.5. And I have a Mile High pedigree. I do not have a Crawley. At some point, we're going to do a pedigree talk on the Vintage Voyage. Nice. I actually am working right now. I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week. We're going to do the original Marvel Universe presented by Fawcett. So that's going to be me putting together the joys of the Marvel family. So that'll be sometime in the next couple weeks. That's it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's great, dude.
You don't get eclectic like that in sports cards anywhere else.
Oh boy, I'm gonna beg to differ. No,
I mean, between that and the sports cards and what McClay picks up, you aren't going to find those pickups any other channel.
So I'll go next, I guess. This is what I bought. It's all cards. I do have a package coming. I told the boys before the show I won't spoil it. I have a package hopefully coming this week, so hopefully next week I'll be able to show it off. Probably in a niche. Dabbling in comics. I know, right? It is a niche of niche, and it's a comic book. So people should be stoked that I'm back on comic books.
Welcome back to the light side of the force.
I know, but for now I'm doing cards. So I picked up a Dikembe Mutombo. Thanks for Ben C because Ben C hooked me up with this. He gave me some eBay gift coupons, and I got this. So tricolor, and he puts a number on it, double nickel. Mutombo with the Nuggets out of 75, 20 out of 75. So that's not bad.
You gotta love it.
I didn't know if I showed this off. I don't think I showed this off, but on our Discord server, we went through one of our breaks and somebody hit a massive lot of Zions, and he actually shipped me a Zion.
Wow.
So, it's a base Zion, but it's cool. I mean,
that like $100 card?
Yeah, he's just such a nice dude. I'm blanking out who it is, and I apologize. I want to say it was Jay Says. I can't remember who it was. I'll edit it and put it in the comments. But yeah, he sent me and Scotty one, so that was pretty dope. And then I bought this on a Facebook deal. It's 2 Kobe Bryant rookie cards.
Very nice.
Very nicely centered too.
Yeah, from tops. The corners look sharp. They're not really dinged, but I haven't this one might be a little dinged in the bottom right. This other one looks pretty perfect, but I'm getting Sleepy John's magnifying glass. It just hasn't shipped from China or wherever it's coming from, so it's supposed to be in our next couple days or some shit. But they're not the chrome. The chrome is more out of control right now. We're talking like double digits, like grands, not measly hundreds.
For raw? I mean,
oh, for sure, dude. I'll look it up right now. The chrome refresh. So just so everybody knows, like if you have Topps Chrome laying around of star players, you are in the money load right now. Like Topps Chrome is like crazy right now when it comes to
what years?
This would be a 96, 97 Topps Chrome. So right now I'm just gonna a Topps Chrome at a BGS 8 is $900. I mean, it is. Let me hit sold listings too.
Damn.
Yeah. So I don't want to get too crazy into this, I guess, but like eBay changed it all up. Okay, there we go. So what the hell? Sold items. Okay. So a BGS 9 for a Topps Chrome's about $1,400 right now, and that's just a 9. I don't even want to know what a 10 is. A PSA 9 went for $1,776, and that's a Chrome version. So again, these are Chrome. Topps
what did an
Chrome.
8 go for? A PSA 8?
Let me look. PSA 8.
Yeah, I have mine's a PSA 8.
450.
How much?
450.
Shit, that's it?
Yep.
It goes from 450 to 1,700 in one grade.
Oh yeah, and then one went for 450, and then another one at PSA 8. a Topps Chrome one for $1,000. So
okay, good. Woo.
I don't. It's very all over the place, my man.
Wow.
All right, good.
But these
you
are
can make money out there.
Yeah, these are the regulars. I mean, I don't have a really. I mean, the only other Kobe Bryant cards that I really have is this one, and it's the. It's only a 6, but I got it for a decent deal. So it's a tri-cut, like kind of like the bird, the magic. Is it Bird Magic and
Dr. J?
Dr. J. So, but this is Garnett, O'Neal. Jermaine O'Neal will never make the Hall of Fame, but at least Garnett and Kobe are on the Hall of Fame. So
yeah, very cool, brother.
Yep, that's what I got. That's all I got. So
Wow.
Nico.
Oh man, I can't wait for this COVID crap to be over. I can't wait to get back into my parents' house so I can dig up some cards. I've got them. All right, so this is what I got out with my mask and my gloves and I went digging. Not 1 but 2 days.
There's a side note, just because you said that. I've heard several shops saying no gloves. I've had actually 3 or 4 shops say face masks encourage all this, but we don't want you wearing gloves because you're going to drag shit everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They kind of let me do whatever I wanted. They didn't want me to wear a mask or you know what I mean.
I'm just saying it's interesting what the rules are floating around as people open back up.
Yeah, it's all very strange. Anyway, alas, I got like a box and a half, maybe 2 short boxes of Star Wars stuff. I just have been going down those lists and apparently not buying the right things. I should be buying what those damn What If books that McClay didn't tell me about.
Well, real quick, Dennis Chandler said they did the What If books, or as they call them, the Infinities, for all 3 original movies. So there's 3.
I just fucking sold those. I didn't know what they were.
I sure I didn't either. All right. Picked this up. I was very happy with. For those who are
the only reason to look at FF beyond like the 60s.
Familiar, I got the 110 color variant.
Oh, that's so badass.
Yeah, I paid like next to nothing for it.
That's such a. We bring that back.
Yep.
It's such. I think it's just because the color variation makes it is so fucking weird that it looks gorgeous. It missed the blue plate, and it's just got everything purple and green and yellow. It's so fucking trippy.
Fantastic Four went to Aquaman's world.
Yeah,
it looks like a Green Lantern book too.
You definitely don't see them on eBay.
No, ever.
No.
Yeah.
Nobody digs but for past 60 on Fantastic Four.
No, that's the only reason to dig into Fantastic Four is that book.
Deno and John are about to get fucked right here. Look at this.
What do you got?
Bang. I got them all.
6 copies of Ball and Chain #1.
Yeah, out of dollar guns. Out of dollar.
Why is that important? We should maybe touch base on that.
Okay,
go ahead, brother.
Yeah, well, long story short, The Rock and Emily Blunt are going to do a movie for this homage image book, Ball and Chain. Scout, our buddy James Hake, God bless him, doing the Lord's work, small independent publisher, has the rights to publish Ball and Chain comics. I think that'll clearly be their flagship title. I like that, as most of the time it's like movie, TV show, flash in the pan, got to ride the wave, sell when you can. With The Rock and Emily Blunt attached, that's a long-term hold for me. I mean, I bought like a short box and a half. That was like one of the ones I specifically picked out to talk about. So the other thing
I read the synopsis of that story because I've never seen it. I've never seen it all. It's people that a husband and wife that get powers, but they only work when they're together. So they were about to get a divorce, and they got hit by whatever the hell it was, and they had powers. So if they were to not split up, they cannot use their powers. So they have to work through their marriage issues.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I can say that because I'm not married.
It's like COVID with superpowers. We got to work through it or we're going to kill each other.
Yeah. And then I just keep buying these Dead at 17s.
Oh, yeah.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. They changed the price on those at my comic shop, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, so, I bought one. I bought one too, just because I don't want you to get them all.
Nice. Got him. Good job. All right, that's about it.
You know what's
That and a short box and a half, or maybe 2 short boxes. I don't know.
You know what's real funny is that my comic shop listed Star Wars books, the Clone Wars books. That's been like crazy, and they insta sold out $180-$200 for like only 7.5 and 8s, man. I mean, and they went for like $180-$200. So
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get those sent in, man. I gotta get those Star Wars books graded.
Insta sells, man. Insta sells. Star Wars is by far the hottest property right now. I mean,
And not to talk too crazy about the future, you might be seeing some cool Star Wars stuff, more Star Wars stuff heading your way. So
On the channel.
on the channel, yes.
Yeah. So, all right, Nico, you want to let's get into the market report. What do you think?
We got to do it before our man dies.
Hot diggity. All right, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Number 1, guys in the Foxhole number 1, Jack Kirby cover.
I mean, that book's a monster. It's been slowly percolating, and
Yeah,
I honestly, that might.
I love this book. If the weekend update, am I cutting in and out?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. That's
bit.
Okay. If you guys read the weekend update, you saw me talk a little bit about this. I apologize for the my horrific internet. Let's blame Comcast. But this is an homage to Joseph Hirsch's painting High Visibility, which was first published in Stag Magazine, Volume 2, Number 1, which we may have a shot of.
Yeah, it's in there. McClay, you got that one?
Yeah. Hold on, right there.
That's intense.
Pow. Yeah, so that's the original painting.
What's the Stag Magazine?
I grabbed one of those for $20.
Oh, well worth it.
$20 on eBay. I bought the last and only copy.
That's like
that will not be resold.
That's like you're going to like I was buying the pinup magazines because they had cool images by some of the comic artists. That's the same idea of shit. That's cool to find for such a much lower price point. Oh shit! I'd kill him.
So there's 12 copies on the census of Foxhole number 1.
Yep.
There's 3 GPA sales that are recorded. A 5.0 in 2003 sold for $116. A 2.0 in December of 2019 sold for $625. And a 3.5 sold in January of this year for $1,100. The highest graded on the CGC census is a 7.0.
Wow.
That's such a cool
gentlemen.
Book. Beautiful book.
I didn't see.
Yeah, I don't have one, so please, guys, don't run the price up on
it. What was the price on this, or the gradish?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's probably a 2.0.
All right. I mean that almost seems like a good deal. Uh-oh.
Oh, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have bid on it. I thought it was going to go a lot higher on Memorial Day. The mark there on the spine doesn't puncture the cover. The back is rough too.
Well, all you want's the front, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean, for 54, I mean, it's
there's some staining.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's a hard book. You don't see him come up too many times. I mean, it's a rarity plus the coolness of the cover that makes it go wild. I mean, and it's got the military theme, and all the military guys wants a book like that. So,
all right, beautiful. All right, let's go on to the next one. The next one is, which one's the next one? Bam,
bam, bam.
Oh yeah, Catman Comics number 20. I love this book from 1943. It's a Continental Press book, and who doesn't like to see Hitler getting choked?
Yeah.
Huh?
And it's got
there's 19 blue labels. I'm sorry, Brian.
No, you're good, brother.
Okay, so there's 19 blue labels on the census. The highest graded is a 9.0, believe it or not. Holy shit. In November of 2018, a CGC 6.5 sold for $13,000 and change.
Wow.
Last year in March, a 1.5 sold for $2,500. I think this is a good price. There's no pictures of the interior, no pictures of the back cover. I thought it was going to go for a lot more. I would have bid on it.
That's crazy.
I mean, Hitler covers or Hitler splash pages. I mean, I hate to say it, they're like automatic, like $500 books and plus. I mean, it's just what it is. $898 seems cheap to me. I mean, and again, who knows if his description's right where it says estate find key, but I mean, boy, oh boy, if you found that at an estate sale, what else was in there? So
that's a beautiful.
Yeah, so this is kind of a controversial book among Golden Age collectors.
Don't talk to me about this.
I like that McClay loves it.
Yeah. I've never seen this book.
That tells me John
I
had
traded one to Ben for a Crow one 5 years ago for a Crow one.
Oh boy.
I didn't win that deal.
Well, I hope you got a 9.8.
Yeah, it was a 9.6, but yeah, I didn't win on that deal.
Yeah, it's not a super small. Yeah, you got fucked on that one. So there's 42 blue labels on the census. It was a good deal,
but now it was not.
It's a book that, for whatever reason, right? It's a book that you can't get a lot of sales data out of it but it was trading hands, like 4 or 5 years ago, in unrecorded sales, for a much smaller price tag, and basically in the last 12 to 24 months, it's taken off. So there's a 9.0, believe it or not. The 2019 average CGC price for a 4.0 is $2,100, if that tells you how hot this book was for a minute. In January of this year, a 1.0 sold for a little less than $500, which was about the same price as somebody picked up a 2.0 for. We talked last week about how it really just depends on how those books present at that low price range. A 3.0 sold in January of last year for about $1,400. It's a book that's been on the move, and as Bryan mentioned, beautiful cover.
Why is it a big deal with collectors, Golden Age collectors? You had mentioned that this is
I think it's a controversial. Yeah, so it's a controversial book to the extent that, like, you will, when you see these books talked about, you'll see people just go crazy, like, this book shouldn't cost that much money, that kind of stuff.
It's
I don't know
at the red dress. It's a very interesting visual. So.
Yeah,
I think it's a beautiful cover. But John, have you noticed that too? People getting butthurt about the price tag?
It's one I'm even confused by. I traded it away. I don't particularly love it, but other people are like, it is the pinnacle of what we want. So it is very beauty in the eye of the beholder type book. As I had it, I bought it for $75 and thought, meh. So,
wow.
What grade was it?
Low, 2-ish.
Yeah, not bad.
I mean, even still trading it for a 9.6 Crow one, I won, Ben won bigger, but I still don't.
What does a 9.6 Crow one go for?
What's a what?
What's a 9.6 Crow one go for?
6-ish.
600?
Yeah.
Really? That's it?
I mean, it depends on the day. But listen, I still don't. I look at this book and I understand it's a cool book and people want it. It is not my cup of tea. I don't have an affinity to it. Like, some horror books, like, you need to be drawn to it. It needs to be your fucking, like, your own personal sickness, and this is not mine.
Yeah. It's I think you guys both did well because Crow is your favorite. That's your jam.
I know I give him grief about it. He gives me grief about it. It is what it is. At the time, I had bought it for $75, so who fucking cares?
Nico is going to be back shortly, but this was next on his list. This is showcase number 4, CBCS 2.5. It sold for $8,350. Is that low for a 2.5?
Give me 30 seconds. I wasn't prepared to talk about it because Nico had it. I think it's maybe. Oh,
What's up, everybody? Real quick, we'll throw out. I just want to say hello to everybody in the chat. What's up, my homie Kyle? Make sure you guys go check out Kyle and I's podcast, Absolute Geek Podcast. It's every Friday night live around 8:30 to 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, depending on the time of the year. But also, big shout out to everybody else in the chat: Solo Wookie, Tim Marshall, Dennis Chandler, Emiliano. What's up, brother? We got to chat someday soon. Mr. Cool, what's up, brother? So everybody else watching, thank you for joining us as we talk comics and fun collectibles. All right, Z, you ready?
One more second. I'm on it. I'm about a second away here.
So
all right. So a 2.5. The current GPA is 2019 average was 10.6. So a little down, but the 12-month average has actually been 8,500. So it's on average for right now. The book is down a bit from its high last year. 2018, it was $9,000. So this book is trending a tad bit down. CBCS discount. It's not dying. So, I mean, it's right on market for what it's been. I think that book really spiked because of the Flash, and it stayed really, really high. It's just coming down a little bit, which I think is a market correction. So that is okay. And Nico has sent me notes because, well, the Hour Man has not made it. All right, what's the next one?
boom. We talked about the Max #1 yellow ash can last week, I believe.
Yes.
This is the Max #2, the black ash can that looks absolutely gorgeous. Signed, number 39 out of 50. So these are numbered to 50, and it's a CGC 5.5. Recently sold for $1,126. A no reserve auction.
I don't think I have any GPA data on that one.
This is such a rare book, I imagine. If it's as rare as the other,
but my question is, how many people probably wandered past that in bins in the last 10 years and didn't know how rare they were? All of these fucking Max things? A lot.
And a lot of people do that for all kinds of books. We do that for all kinds of books.
And it's only a 5.5, so that tells you how rare it is. That people will pay a premium for that fucking book.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Max fans are pretty loyal.
Well, it's also like, I think we talked about this in our age range, like the 25 to 50 age range. I think that Max is a big what do you call that, like childhood memory buy.
Oh yeah.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia buy. That's a nostalgia buy through and through, man. That shit was badass when it was on MTV. All right.
Interesting question, Dennis Chandler. We'll come back to that after the next couple books. I like it.
Yeah. All right, on to the next one. I love this book. I've always loved this book. I want to find one of these in the wild. I love shit like this.
Dude, I don't know if you find this kind of book in the wild, because
this would be one of the greatest.
People have loved Crumb since day one,
I know, but I have a feeling like this is something you go into a Half Price Books and it's going to be there.
You might find it at the thrift shop or something. I'm not saying it's impossible, but man, you're not going to find a dealer that doesn't know Crumb.
Second and Charles, maybe. There's a bunch of underground comics and Second and Charles.
Got some crackhead stole, a copy, or somebody left it in a house, or some bullshit story, it's going to show up in one of those stores.
So this one was actually a deal. So 119 blue labels, 9 9.6s, 13 9.4s. 2020 a 9.6 sold for $6,600. 2019 GPA average for 9.4s, which actually might have been the only sale, was $49.20. So this was a pretty good buy, $1,300 discount off last sale. So, one of those less known books that people aren't all watching for. There's definitely fans.
Yeah, I'm not a Crumb fan.
I appreciate Crumb for who he was and what he did.
That's why I love it. History. This is history right here, man.
Well, I mean, I understand that. It's almost. I mean, I got the same thing with Schomburg, man. I'm not the biggest Schomburg fan.
I don't think we were alive at the time to truly appreciate what he was doing and how. So, like, to us, we saw so much other wild shit in the Copper Age and all around that he definitely helped birth that black and white genre that we saw.
Yeah.
But we don't appreciate him because we didn't live through it the same way. Now, I wouldn't freaking not buy one because it's a cool ass book. He is an influential artist, storyteller. I mean, he was doing his own fucking thing. Yeah. He didn't care what anybody else wanted.
Yeah, he's
comment of the night, my friend. Comment of the night.
Yeah, there's a really good documentary on Crumb, man. One of the best documentaries you'll ever see. Is a Crumb documentary, and there's a really good similar documentary. It might be by the same person on what's that other guy's name? The guy that had the movie made about him, where Paul Giamatti played him.
Oh, Pecker.
Yeah, Harvey Pecker.
Pecker. Yeah,
Pecker.
Yeah, you're right. Is there not a Crumb movie?
Yeah, there's a Crumb movie, and there's a badass Crumb. Well, no, Crumb is in the Harvey Pecar movie.
Okay, that's right. I'm like, but is there not a Crumb movie? You're right. There's a documentary.
Yeah. Robert Crumb's 76 years old now. Wow.
It's all just Crumb. That's what it's called.
Yeah, it's called Crumb. Yeah.
It's from 95.
Yep. Who's the director?
Terry Zwigoff or Zwigoff.
American Splendor.
American Splendor. Thank you.
Thank you. God, I can't believe it. Yeah. The Crumb documentary was awesome. Zap Comics, crazy book. All right. We've already talked about this one. Look at this one. Fantastic Four #5, first appearance of Dr. Doom. We've all talked about wanting this book.
Yep. It's on my short list for want books for comics. And it's never going to happen, probably.
Yeah.
I tried to buy Mike Z's when he got his in Indianapolis when he showed it to me, and he says, he laughed and goes, I think I'm going to keep this one, which was probably the best move I think he's ever did.
Lots of data here. 1284 blue labels. Highest graded is 9.6. There's 3 of them. Less than 100 copies in 5.5 condition. Single-digit copies in 9.0 and above, which is crazy for a Fantastic Four book. Majority are in this 4 to 3 range. 155 4s, 125 3.5s, and 124 3s. CGC 5.5 average. That doesn't feel right.
What is it?
5.5. He says 8,900. That doesn't. No, that's not right. Never mind. I don't know what that number means. So 2018 average price was $26.24. 2019 average price was $52.79. 90-day averages is $46.29. So it's a bit above the last 90 days, trending back up. This is one of those books.
I think it's still underrated.
Listen. Who's the best villain in all of freaking comics? Joker's number 1.
Yep.
Doom and
top 5.
Doom seem to always be 2 and 3 to me. So Doom is always going to be top 5, and if not 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So it's a hell of a book in the early part of the Fantastic Four run. There's no way to go wrong with this damn thing, and I applaud my brother for not selling it because I'm a dumbass and I would have flipped that thing already, and he's probably made $1,000 sitting on it for a year.
Yep.
You know what we should do?
Side note on Ozzy, I want to give him props. We always joke with him because he is a mailman. He needs to get himself this helmet.
That is true.
Apparently, this is a USPS employee who, while delivering mail, made himself a Mandalorian Postal Service helmet. So, congrats to Ozzy, who just turned 40 this week. Maybe I should have bought you one of these.
What did you give him his gift already?
Not yet.
Okay, I was gonna ask him what you bought him, but never mind. We'll save that for next week.
I know what I'm getting him. I haven't got it yet. It's coming.
Okay.
All right. Let me do this here. Boom. All right. Real quick, let's talk about the Snyder drama with the Snyder Cut finally being released. We don't have to get too into it. Sounds like it's going to be on HBO Max. I've been looking forward to it, and it sounds like they might be playing up doing some extra stuff to it to add stuff to it, maybe build on it.
Heard different rumors on what. I've heard different rumors on what's going to happen. Either it's going to be potentially a 4-hour movie release, which is intense, or they may break it up into a 6-part miniseries. There's definitely some Darkseid footage, right? We've heard that. We've all seen pictures of the black Superman suit.
Yes, I can't wait. That's going to be some of my favorite part is the evil Superman.
So I think there's some fucking cool ass shit we're going to finally see.
Yeah.
Nobody that was involved with the movie hasn't been enthusiastic to see this cut come out. Because I feel like they all thought they were shooting one movie and then all of a sudden they got turned into another, and it obviously didn't do great.
I think it's an extra, 45 minutes, I think?
On top of a long-ass fucking movie to begin with.
They're going to add to it. They're going to add a bunch of CG to it, right?
I think they're trying.
I don't know. I think if it's longer than 45 minutes, it's going to be badass. If it's 45 minutes or less, then I don't know if I care too much about it. I don't know if that's enough to matter. But who knows? I'm still looking forward to it because I'm kind of bummed out that we didn't see that version of that movie. The movie that we all thought we were going to see, where the first half of it was going to be them fighting Superman, and then the second half of it was going to be them with Superman taking out the big bad, which was Darkseid. And then once Snyder fell off the movie, that just got switched for some dumb reason by Whedon. So, anyways,
I think they brought Whedon in to make it fun, and they didn't really do it well. But I think Joss Whedon is a lot like Kevin Smith. He has to control his whole process. He has to have all jokes tie together, and it all has to go for him to come in and try and turn something around. I just don't think it was accomplishable. But nobody thinks he's a bad director nor a bad story writer, but for him to come in and take over a story was not what he's known for. He is a story crafter, a very line focused. Everything ties together, and I don't know. I think it was just poor expecting him to helm that movie differently. We should have let it go.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. It's hard. I mean, it's hard. And then, what's the budget? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like when you get a budget, and you got it halfway through and you're like, oh, we're going to switch directions and do something else. It's like,
Well, I also think this is good for HBO Max because I think they were looking for content. I looked at the lineup. There's some stuff, but I mean, all they've got is original content's a handful of things. Doom Patrol being the only comic entity. They swiped that from the DC Universe channel. So I'll definitely watch that. But this is potentially something that was smart to do. Let's throw this Snyder Cut there because you don't want to send it to the movie theater. It's not going to do well. The original bombed. Why throw more money at a dog? But to get people to sign up for a streaming service, it's worth it. I mean, you grab some people in, you got HBO content. I think they'd stay.
Yeah, I'm all for those miniseries. I think miniseries are badass.
speaking to that, I mean, Nico's gone, so I'm just going to throw it out there. But he had seen somewhere that Disney Plus expects to release both the Winter Soldier and the WandaVision in 2020, which means they have pushed up their schedule from the original 2021 releases.
Well, I think I think with the whole COVID thing too. I mean, like people are glued in their seats. I mean, a lot of things with COVID too are a lot of movie theater or movie studios who have crappy movies or movies they knew that weren't going to make a lot of money in the theaters are getting straight to streaming services to help offset that, because if you run it in the theater and it gets $1,000 or $100,000 and not make millions of dollars, you're hurting. So it's easier to throw crappy movies, like all these recycled movies that aren't going to do well in the theaters on streaming platforms. I mean,
well, and if you're going to grab a streaming audience and get them to have, nobody doesn't use Netflix, right? I mean, everybody has Netflix or has a password to Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to get an audience and have them be your subscriber long term, now is the time to fucking do it.
And with Disney Plus too, I mean, everybody unsubscribed theoretically after Mandalorian. Like Mandalorian was like 1 and 2, and then after Mandalorian, if you didn't have kids, a lot of people were saying this is the way and cutting Disney Plus. They need to throw for 2020. They need to keep, because you got to think, for Verizon users like me, they offered me Disney Plus for a whole year for Verizon for free, and it ends in I think November. I think it was like Christmas time last year, November, December. So all those people who got them for free, a lot of those people, especially with this whole COVID and the economy and all this stupid stuff going on, how many streaming services are you going to get back to when it's $100 or $120 a month when you go back to cable for, whatever. So, I mean, that's just the businessman talking in me. So you got to get hooks every year. I mean, I think the other thing too is I think people are realizing that, at least for us, or me and the wife, is like we watch everything on Netflix and almost everything on Hulu that you want to watch. It's, you got to find something new, and they're trying to push up. Everybody's trying to be the new streaming service to get you hooked into.
Well, you need a library. You need a library of content, and Disney has a library, but it's very kids based. They don't have a lot of adult content, and that's a problem. So they're working on that. You can only watch the Marvel movies so many times unless you're my 10-year-old who watches them every Saturday morning.
You're on mute, Brian.
Ouch. All right, make sure you guys check out the rest of the shows on CBSI Presents Tales from the Flipside's channel. All these awesome shows are coming to you every new day. There'll be a new show.
Can I say one thing before we leave?
We're not leaving yet, brother.
We're just waiting for you to unfreeze.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have at it, bro.
Yeah, well, who knows? Well, John, because I'm probably screwed up, can you read what I texted you like a normal human being about FF5 CGC 55?
Yes, and I read that and I was confused and still didn't believe you. But the last sale on that 5.5 FF was $89.99 in January 2020. That blows my mind. That feels like an outlier.
Yeah, I sent you. Look at the screenshot. I sent you the GPA data.
You sent it, and it doesn't. I mean, I can't believe it.
I can believe it. I can believe it doing this, man.
It's nuts, and it's skyrocketed, but then that one went down.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
You wrote it in the notes, and I thought you typoed it, honestly. I talked about it. I said $8.99. What is that number?
Oh, yeah.
That was the last sale, and still for it to drop back down, whoever got that one got a steal. Then I changed my stance from got a little deal to a great deal.
I was about to say a little deal.
We probably need to look at the GPA a little more intense on that one.
We've all said we wanted that book before multiple times on the show.
I do want to go back to a question that somebody posed for us.
Yeah. The next best, and was it
JJ Maxwell post? Oh no. Where was it?
A lot of people signed up for the
Dennis Chandler. Will new CBCS census get rid of the CBCS discount? I thought that was an interesting question for us to chime in on.
Will the new census get rid of the discount? Is he saying that the cost to grade at CBCS is remarkably less than CGC right now?
Well, I think he's just saying now that we know what they have done, because we hadn't known before. We didn't know what kind of business they're driving, and there's more slab books there than I think we thought.
Really? I haven't even looked at the numbers. I'm sorry. I haven't looked at the numbers.
Nico, you still here on audio, or are you out?
He's probably still having issues.
Who knows? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Nope. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know if a census affects...
I'm just delayed profoundly.
All right,
I apologize.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're looking at CBCS books, my heartfelt opinion is older books that were slabbed when they were grading tight for a crack press CGC crossover resub.
I will be the first to admit, when they opened up, they were fucking harsh on Silver Age books. They were tough. I do not know if they've loosened up because I never sent any more in. I do not think I would chase the moderns there because there's just so many of them at CGC. Why would people buy CBCS right now? I mean, it's going to take so long for the market to change. But if you were looking at Silver Age books or even some of the Bronze Age, the not modern tier stuff, if you get that original label stuff for the first year, they were super tough. I have a prime example. I had a Doom Patrol 99 that our friend Trey pressed. This was a great Google Plus group thing. Our boy, I put out a message and a boy in the group helped me out get the book from California, sent it to me. Trey pressed it for me. Everybody looked at it and was like, that's a 9.294. CBCS graded an 8.0, and I went, what the fuck? And then I thought, maybe I just don't know how to grade. And I sat it in my fucking box for 2 years until CGC had the crossover event, sent it in. They did repress it, which makes sense. It's been there for 2 years. Came back a 9.4.
Wow.
So I think if you've got a good eye and you can find those original cases, I think they were exceptionally tough. I don't know if it was one grader or a group of graders, but they were very, very tough on that Silver Age stuff. I mean, I sent some stuff in, and I kind of thought I maybe didn't know how to grade as well as I did and got beat up. But I do think early on they were very, very, very firm on those books. I just don't know if a census changes it. I don't know that knowing the data changes the price point. I think there's still going to be a long time to overcome the bias in the market, the search algorithm of eBay, because people just search CGC. It's become CGC is just it's not a brand, it's the term.
Correct.
CGC is slabbed.
Yep.
So real quick, just make sure you guys go check out comicbookinvest.com for all your speculation and comics needs. New Walker report is up. May 25th Walker report. Always love Walker report. Just blows me away some of the stuff that he finds and talks about. If you
solo looky,
I know. So make sure you guys go check out the new Walker report article. If you haven't ever seen it, do yourself a favor. You can thank me later and check out all of the old Walker reports too. If you want an education and the big books to look for. That's at comicbookinvest.com. Another thing that I want to talk about is for those. Can
I still go?
Yeah.
Chandler hit a second question. The topic keeps coming up, so why not? And I know you guys we want to go back to it, so we got a minute to kill. He sent, if the grading is equivalent then is the case, the label, why is CBCS not equivalent to CGC? I think I touched on it a little bit, but it's just that CGC has such a history in the market that they're the search term. Nobody searches PGX.
It's like Nike and Adidas. Like Nike's like the brand, you know, and Adidas isn't the brand. I mean, they're you know, that's what I think about, like shoes, or I guess it's Google to, you know, to Ash Jeeves, I guess. You know, it's like everybody says, hey, I'm gonna go Google that. Nobody goes says I'm gonna ask Jeeves that. You know,
it's become a verb. CGC is the verb right now.
And CGC's cases are just so much better. They're so much better, and I am fickle like that. I like the way shit looks, and if your case looks much better, and outsells what CBCS is doing, and don't get me wrong, I'm not dogging either one. But that's just where I'm at right now. CBCS, there was a time though, like you guys are talking about, when CBCS first came out, their grading were felt like they were at a higher standard.
Yep.
And people were flocking to them. They had, I think they were a little bit cheaper, and they were kind of the new kids on the block. And I
don't think it for a long-term hold it's a problem, because you said Nike and Adidas.
Yeah.
But if you look at not the shoes, but the apparel, later on came along Under Armour.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can overtake the champ. It just takes some time, and they're still babies, you know? They've only been around, what, maybe 5 years?
I kind of wish they
had Dennis Chandler, the marketing campaign.
Yeah, I think they've had certain things that they've done. CBCS could have done that. I think brought them out of that shadow, and they kind of dropped the ball, I would say, sometimes. I mean, it's debatable. I mean, it could have been resources. It could have been, you know.
Steve Barak was on Nico's show 3 weeks ago, and if you haven't checked it out, watch it. He did a great interview, and he said, we've been hit with a clusterfuck, this is my words, not his, every year. You know, the first year they got sent the wrong plastic, and it, you know, wasn't what they wanted, and it wasn't archival grade, and they got behind. And then the next year they had another problem with the I don't remember what it was. And then this year they had COVID, and they relocated, and, you know, hurricanes. They just have not been able to freaking have a great unproblemed year. I mean, CGC's had problems. They had the Franken case with Slabgate, and the case that was freaking messing up books, and including an Action 1. So, you know, everybody has their issues. They just don't have the time in the market. I just don't know that I'd do moderns with them. If you're looking for a quick flip and burn,
yeah, the turnaround time isn't the greatest either, you know.
But if you're dealing with Silver Age and even Bronze Age, I don't think it matters as much. I mean, they're yes, if you're going to auction them, you're an idiot for auctioning them. In most times, if you're going to auction them at a site, that's fine. Don't auction them on eBay, because nobody is searching CBCS, or 10% of the people are searching CBCS. It just is a different algorithm that people are searching for. They put CGC as slabbed, and CBCS is not there. It took them 3 years to get in the.
So let's go back to IndyCon, right? IndyCon, when we went to IndyCon 3 years ago, or whatever it was. Remember how many we had that whole wall, that massive wall we built, and it had every slab book on the planet, and people came into us and asked us that if we were CGC. Remember that? People were like, "Are you guys CGC?" It's like,
yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Give me your books. I'll sub them for you. But I mean, it's just like you said, like people don't know. People are like, I'm going to get my books graded, and people are like, you know, it was. Yeah, that's a good thing, JJ Maxwell. So he says, problem is nobody collects Under Armour. People collect Nike. In a collector market, top dollar often goes to brand leader, and extremely hard to upend that. And I agree with that. I mean, people are collecting Nike Dunks and Nike First Off shoes, and I mean, you know, Under Armour doesn't get that niche market, though. I guess. I mean, with
right now release. Though, because it's 35 to 45 buying all the shit at high dollars. I mean, what's to say my freaking 12-year-old in a few years doesn't give two shits about Nike and has money and he's spending on Under Armour fucking vintage shit?
Yeah.
I mean, the market's fickle. The market changes. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but CBCS, there are some deals to be had. If you're looking at auctions, try and catch one. But I'm just going to say that it's dangerous to auction them because people are not searching them as much.
Well, and I would contest if you're looking for, like you said, if you're looking for a flip or a hold, I would do that all day. CBCS all day. Like I would look for those. I mean, instead of paying top dollar with CGC and you're doing a PC, go with CBCS. Who cares? I mean, I don't care. I mean, I'd buy a CBCS book. I
would just say don't auction them. I mean, you can buy them at auction, and you can even list them at best offer or at a buy it now and probably make money. It's purely, I think it's a search algorithm. It is a people just instinctively search the grade they want. X book, CGC, and a grade or a grade range.
And they'll say
they don't do CBCS.
Yeah, there he goes. Ultra Maximus says it perfectly. He goes, I sell with not CBCS on my CGC slabs, so you get up both. I mean,
I've done both. It just I don't think it's as much that people don't recognize the quality. There's some people that won't buy it, but there's the CGC boards that are their own entity, but it's not a quality thing. It's a search algorithm thing.
Well, I think that's another good point. The CGC boards have been on for years, right, Brian? I mean, CGC boards have been forever, kind of like the blowout forums or the old forums from back in the day. Just
the old PSA forums, the Collective Universe forums. There, yes.
I mean, when you have a market that's derived off of basically forums back in the day, when forums were existed back in the 90s and stuff. I mean, just in 2000s, it's hard to break that. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, people go on blowout. I really don't go on blowout, but people search blowout every day. I'm sure people go to CGC boards every day. I mean, it's just hard to.
Yep.
Well, and Dennis Chandler, I put your post up. A GSX1 CBCS, hell yeah, keep it. You're not going to be disappointed. They didn't undergrade. They didn't screw you up. Just don't auction it. If you need to sell it as a buy it now, and you'll be fine because people are going to look for it and be fine. You just don't want to give them a 7-day window to not see it. I think that's where things go wrong.
I also definitely want to say, go listen to the interviews with Nico that Steve Barak did. Great. They got a person that behind that company who's a great CEO, or I guess he's a CEO, right? And he's got he's a good dude, and I think that they can, they've got some room to go till they oust CGC, but I think it can be done. It can be done. And it'll be interesting to see, everybody was so stoked about the Beckett partnership. It'll be interesting to see if they start grading cards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what everybody's saying, right? That the rumor is that maybe they're going to start grading cards. Or something to do with grading.
CGC wanted to get in the card game.
Was that CGC?
CGC wanted to get in the card game, I think.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's a whole different animal, man.
I just think this whole thing's going to be interesting to watch. And I think we need competition. We need it.
Yes.
It just needs to happen, and we want two companies. We just need CBCS to have a good year, and people just do it.
Do you think that if CBCS changed their case, it would help them?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
I think it depends what they do to it. I mean, you can make a case you think is great and it's terrible. CGC had the Franken case that on paper seemed gorgeous. A case where you just see no lines and you just see this book floating until it had folds in the damn book.
Well, and then you got Newton rings. And I mean, we can go back to, no more Newton rings. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I mean,
that's kind of what started this conversation. Talking about the senses.
If somebody designed the perfect case with no Newton rings, no damage to the book, and it just looked fucking gorgeous and was 100% tamper proof, they'd have the market. But I think it's pretty tough to build because
I mean, even cards.
CGC's had at least 4 solid case designs, and CBCS has had a couple.
Here's the crazy thing too: is that CBCS will authenticate signatures. That's a big deal. That is a huge deal. That should have given them a one-up on the market. I don't understand why. You know what I mean? Like, what happened that it didn't give them that huge one-up? Because if CGC did that right now, it'd be game over.
Can I have the screen?
Yeah.
Would you rather this book in a red label authenticated or a green label somebody wrote this on the book?
I want a red label because the green. I got a green label book that we did that Steampunk Spider-Man out of, and they gave me a green label instead of a yellow label, even though I submitted the paperwork to say it was a yellow label. So
even a better example, the best example I think of the fucking hypocrisy of CGC sometimes. The German Supergirl fucking variant.
Yeah, the Turner variant.
The Turner fucking Supergirl. There are a handful of blue labels and I think one yellow label and 4 blue label 9/8. Yep. Everything since then has been a fucking green because they weren't their person. There's some fucking hypocrisy in this shit. I'm like, be consistent.
Well, they won't grade certain books either. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I mean, if you will just give us all a red label and say, nobody watched it, it's a red. Don't fucking say, I can't grade this book for you as a blue label or a yellow label because I didn't see it, but you did grade a few of them as a blue fucking label, man. That's bullshit.
Let's get into some more bullshit real quick.
Oh, we're some bullshit right now.
Yeah, we're gonna get into some bullshit. Well, first we're gonna get into some cool shit, but the bullshit is quickly following. All right, so for those of you guys that know about the Discord server, we talk about it all the time. If you guys are into sports cards and then buy, sell, and trade comics and sports cards and group breaks and stuff like that, hit me or Deno up on Instagram for an invite to the
What
Discord.
are your Instagrams, guys?
Hold on, I'll throw it up there.
Oh, it's on yours.
Yeah, I got a banner for it. So if you guys want to get in, yeah. So we had a group break over the weekend with 2018 Bowman Chrome, which is everybody's kind of searching for the Lewis Robert first Bowman, and we had a pretty big hit out of it. This was Vinny Kumar won this. Shout out to Vinny Kumar. It was a $30 buy-in, and there was 12 spots, and basically you each got a pack. So there's 12 packs, $30 a pack. So he paid $30 for this pack, and he basically came out ahead, I would say. A Shohei Ohtani rookie auto, numbered 30 out of 50. Gold auto. This was probably a $10,000 card when it came out. When the product came out, he got hurt, so it dropped a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a $4,000 to $7,000 card because of the condition it's in. It's in beautiful condition. The centering is almost perfect. It's one of the nicest cards ever. So if you guys want to see that poll, I put a video out on the Flipside YouTube. But what I do want to show, I mean, that was the cool part. That was crazy. Like, it was cool.
No, here's the thing I got, because we do this all the time. Do you regret selling that box on Discord?
Yes, 100%. You want to know why? Because my stupid stoned ass got greedy and opened one of the Bowman boxes and didn't pull shit. Yep. And I could have picked the wrong bucks, but you know what? I'm very happy that this card got that happened, because listen, guys, there has to be a reason for you guys to want to come join our breaks, and integrity is one of them. And you guys want to join a break. You guys want to be in on it to get something out of it. You know, you want to hit get your favorite card. So that the crazy thing is, Vinny hit me up and he said that Shohei Ohtani is one of his favorite players. So that made it even better. So, we're going to try and convince him to grade it for sure. And see where it leads. But here's the best part about what happened. And I'm going to take a little second to play the video. Basically, when it comes to cards nowadays, a lot of them get autographed like you see. And the Shohei Ohtani, this is a version of a beautiful autograph. I'll show you guys again. That's a pretty nice autograph right
Nice
there.
signature.
I mean, it's not super beautiful, but it's a decent autograph compared to what I'm going to show you right now. This is what you get when dealing with Clutch Collectibles. No nonsense, no bullshit, honesty. Here we go. Tell me if you guys can hear this. Moniac.
Yes.
And there's our auto. That's not bad. That's a really goddamn shitty auto, though. Look, that's got to be. Is there a worse auto than that? What the fuck is that? That is garbage. If I worked for Bowman and I saw him signing that, I would stop him and be like, dude, you can't do that. That's fucking ridiculous. It looks like he just. That is. Holy shit, that is terrible.
One scribble, man.
I thought maybe this kid might be a good player, but now his auto is so damn bad that
That's worse than an X.
Because if you have an auto that bad, that is fucking. I don't know. You can't have a brain. What a fucking moron. Jesus Christ. I guess that's sorry guys. That's what you get when you rip and wax with Mac. I'm gonna be honest. That's fucking ridiculous. Hey, it's the first Bowman auto, Andre Jimenez. I try to read off the stats. Like, I'm going to see if this kid's any good. Signed in 2015.
Listen, I work in pharmacy, and I see a lot of doctor sigs. That's bullshit.
Fucking shitty auto. What a shitty auto.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
That's funny.
So, goddamn, man. That's the type of shit you get if you join the Discord server. Make sure you guys hit it up. And yes, Solo Wookie, the best part about it, there is karma in everything that you do, including shit like this. And that karma would definitely come back tenfold on me if I tried to pull some shenanigans with this card, and I would never do that. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
On a similar note, I've been seeing a lot of Topps Tribute Trout 101s getting loaded out there online. A lot of people pulling into 101s. There's like, 15 of them, I think, or 20 of them.
Yep. Autos, too, right? They're all autos.
Yeah, they're all autos. Bat relics and patch and gloves, like part of his glove and all that crazy stuff. So,
yeah. Well, there's a lot of craziness going on right now with cards, and it's like Deno said, it's just because people cannot find anything. It's so hard.
I can't even get things stocked at my place.
No, I mean, if you're trying to buy cards at Walmart, Meijer,
you got to buy hobbies right now.
Holy shit, there's nothing.
Yep, it's terrible.
I don't even buy cards, but I still look for them.
Yeah, and you can't find them anywhere, man. Like, if they do get stocked, the second they get stocked, I feel like the Excel reps or the whatever in different parts of the country, it's like a different company, but I think they're called Excel out here. Yeah. The Excel reps that is the third party group that supplies all the sports cards to Target and Walmart's. I think as soon as they go and drop them off, they call up their buddy and be like, "Hey, bro, I just dropped them off. You're good to go." They go hit the next one. As soon as they drop them off there, "Hey, bro, I just dropped them off. You're good to go." And I think that shit is happening all the time because there's pictures out there of people with they just go out there and clothesline the whole rack. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that because I would probably do the same damn thing. Maybe I'd leave a couple boxes for the kids, karma. But people are buying everything because there's just nothing out there. And once they see something, it's like they've hit the lottery. And they have. They're making like $1 off of it,
For a common collector, the retail market's the only place to get it at retail because I have some good card shops in my area, but when they get the cards, they're selling them at market. And when the market is X, they're going to sell them at X.
Yeah. So
for a common collector, you can't get them at retail or close. Unless you live in BFE, maybe.
Very rural area, and you're just, you got to be lucky.
I agree, yeah. That's what it is, man. It's brutal. It's like my place hasn't even stocked the cards yet. I mean, it's not like I went there and lost. I went there and didn't find anything.
We thought the Wednesday Warrior market was fucking brutal, man. I think this fucking card market makes the Wednesday Warrior look like at least you had a chance. You knew what day it was coming, man.
Yep, cards are terrible, and it's almost as bad as Hot Wheels. Like Hot Wheels guys are insane too. Like
well, Hot Wheels guys I think are like the
OG
Hell's Angels, man. They're like, you want to come take it? I'm gonna kill you.
Yep. It's brutal. So, absolutely brutal.
JJ says, why don't they limit it?
Because they don't care. They want to sell out.
Yeah, they don't care. It's about this. It's about money. So, and again, it's a third-party group. It's not Walmart or Target anymore that's putting it out. It used to be. Like, you can't there's rumors of people calling their Walmart and asking to check for the cards every hour. I've tried calling Target before and asking that, and they're like, sorry, we don't even stock it, so we don't even know what's there. That's another problem in itself. So it's just like you either stalking your Excel rep, you're fucking, scoping them out like a detective or something.
People are calling up every hour on the hour at Walmart and Targets and retail shops and saying, hey, do you have this? And an employee looks like, nope, yep. And then they live 3 minutes down the road and they're just going there.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Paul said he couldn't show for family matters. He's actually camped out with his camping chair at a Walmart waiting for cards to drop.
Cause problems, baby.
If you're making, let's talk about the profit. I mean, I would say Wednesday Warring, right? For more or less, you're only going to, for a $2.99 book or something, or $3.99 book, maybe it's $20, $100. I mean, you'll get 4 times a year. You'll get a book that's $50, $100, and it'll be $600 or $700, like craziness. Cards every week is 4 times the value, right, McClay? 4 or 5 times the value, 10 times the value. Yeah. I mean, you're getting more.
So Dennis Chandler asks, so anything in 2020 is hot in cards? Basically, yes. Any basketball, yes. Prism football, anything Prism is hot other than baseball. Don't buy Prism baseball. Only baseball that you should buy is Bowman. Don't buy Topps 2020. I'm talking retail. So don't buy anything other than Bowman and baseball in retail, right? There's no reason to buy anything else. In basketball, buy anything. In football, basically buy any Prism product. Don't buy any hockey. Period.
Hockey,
no hockey at all.
Well, hockey. The problem is the hits aren't that great, and sometimes even the higher end stuff is not that great either. It's the prospects. The prospects don't pan out. I mean, for every Sidney Crosby Ovechkins, I can name about 700 other players. It's almost as bad as baseball. Every 700 players that just don't do anything.
Yeah, you're right. It's really shitty, man.
It's Jason Dominguez all over again. I mean, it's this kid who's out of the Yankees right now. That's the reason Bowman's going so crazy right now. Jason Dominguez is the New York Yankees. He's supposed to be better than Aaron Judge, and prices for just regular car. I mean, somebody pulled out of 25 and it's worth $8,000 right now. I mean,
dude, boxes of regular Bowman baseball out the gate are going for $350 or more. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That should be at most $180.
For 1 or 2, I mean, you got Bobby DeWitt, but I mean, for Jason Dominguez, let's call it what it is. For one player who hasn't even done anything. No. It's not like he's Mike Trout and he's been in the league for 7 years, and it's people who collected Trout early for whatever reason.
But you know what the sad part? The sad part is I want it. I want to buy it. I want to rip it. I want to find that card because it's part of collecting cards, man.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Because I used to say this to Ben C. When I got into comics is Silver Age seems inflated and Golden Age seems cheap.
Yep.
So are we chasing moderns when we should be chasing vintage?
It depends on the player. Because
outside of Jordan, because Jordan's fucking.
Are you saying like Jordan Mantle, like all the?
I can explain this the best.
Do it up.
The answer is yes. We should be buying vintage. The problem is it's so much fun to rip modern.
Yeah,
that's the problem. It's fun. It's
like walking. It's like And for every prospect, it's like walking. Because since Trout, it's like Walking Dead #1 in modern comics. Everybody's stacking prospects, hoping they turn out to be Mike Trout again. Just like everybody who's doing modern comics is hoping that it'll be Walking Dead #1 again. I mean, it's the parallels are crazy. I mean, but for me, like I buy cards, like I buy Allen Iverson cards that aren't that crazy expensive. But I mean, I just buy cards I like now. I've learned in comics, I don't go chase after, I chase after people I like and cheaper cards. I don't have to buy a 101 of Allen Houston. I really don't care. I'll just buy a auto patch or something like that of, even Dennis Rodman. Like it was a decent card, but I mean, it's just a cool card. I mean,
that's why people are loving breaks right now, group breaks, because cards are so hard to find, and the buy-ins on boxes are so high that even if you do find them, like in a card shop, the buy-ins are too high. Or on eBay.
I have a great shop in town, but I just can't pay the retail price because it's too much money.
Yeah, it's too high, and that's why you instead of paying, how much. Here's one. This is a perfect example. All right.
Hey, Ben Samuels.
These are the Topps Chrome boxes. I think I talked about these. I bought a case of these. Okay, and they were going for like $400 when I got it. You know how much they're selling for now? A box on eBay? $600. $600.
Yep.
And so instead of spending $600 on this box, which is ridiculous, so even if you do find it on eBay, it's $600 a box. Now you can go, okay, at least I just want to buy a pack. And you have a chance at an autograph. There's 5 autos in here. You know what I mean? So you have a good chance at pulling something good, and the buy-in's low. So that's why people love group breaks.
I mean, look at Topps Tribute, dude. Topps Tribute was what, $125 when it came out. A case was $1,000 when it came out. Me and Tony were talking about buying a case of Topps Tribute because you're guaranteed hits, right? Every pack's a guaranteed hit, an auto or a relic, and a case was $1,000. A case is $3,500 right now.
Jesus.
I mean, it's crazy, boys. I mean, and Tribute was nice. I mean, we did really well in that tribute break we did. I mean, that's the other thing. Like for breakers have made cards so scarce nowadays. It's crazy. I mean, I can't get product. I mean, I could buy hobbies, but I mean, I had to buy cases the day of things. And my local card shop is in comic shop. They do both. Are saying that they order Mosaic or they try to buy Bowman and they get a quarter of what they are allocated. They say I want 10 cases of Bowman, they get 2.
That Houdini guy has got 500 cases.
Yeah, I mean,
500 cases. He's opening up right now, and nobody else can get the product, but he got it.
Look at Phil Hughes. He gets chrome sapphires. I mean, he buys boxes up the wazoo. I mean, I love to see these. I know these guys just have stuff laying in their garage. I mean, that's what it is. Look at Jab's family. He has stuff laying in his garage of cards, and it's like, oh, I found this, or I remember I bought a bunch of these back in the day. It's like,
Yep.
But I mean, how many people are not going to open a Bowman and just hold them for? That's the other thing. Not too many people don't open Bowman. It's like
I think those people are going to lose their ass at the buy-in that's now. If they're doing it at the buy-in when they were first allocated, then good on them. But if they're doing it at the buy-in now, they're going to lose their ass.
Yeah. But
I don't know. Cards are just like comics. They're just.
You want to hear something crazy, Brian? Somebody's got a Mickey Mantle 52 3.5 right now, and they want to sell it
for how much?
$40,000.
What do they go for?
I don't know. I had to look at the price. I mean, I'm sure that's right. I'm sure that's got to be close.
Jeez,
it's a big boy card right now.
So there's a perfect example. That's we all should be good getting the vintage, but the shiny stuff, we love the shiny stuff, man. That's our problem.
I mean, I could cash out some of my 401k and buy it, but do you think in 10 years it goes from 40 to 100,000? I don't know. Probably not.
I don't know. Right,
Z. I mean, I would be like buying a Superman or Action. Well, I guess was a Mantle Action Comics #1, Brian. I guess Honus Wagner would be Now, Honus Wagner would be Action Comics 1, I guess. I don't know what that would be, I guess, in the comic book
Mickey
world.
Mantle's AF-15.
Okay, so you think I buy AF-15 or I buy this Mickey Mantle and it's going to go up in 10 years? I don't know.
It's an interesting parallel because my theory has always been that the Japanese market has been the motherfuckers buying it up.
They are.
Japanese and Chinese.
The new stuff, not the old
No, all of it. All of it,
stuff.
though.
No,
But-
not all of it. They like the newer stuff.
They do, but they also like the vintage. So Japan had the money and they were buying up Spider-Man. They were also buying up fucking Mantle. It all was going to the global market, and I think they all like the same shit we like. So you choose your poison. It's gonna go. I think it used to be the Japanese market. It's gonna become the Chinese and the Indian market, but they all like the same shit we like because it's cool. It is the shit we all want. They all get exposed at different times, but they all want the same damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the problem right now is what we're all facing. They had to shut down the printers. That killed everything. COVID, just like everything else, it killed everything. So that's the way it is. You deal with it. That's why prices have gotten so ridiculously high. And I don't know if they're going to come down. That's the crazy thing. Like how much do they come down? Do they? I don't know. All right. Anything else you guys can think of?
That's it for me
for tonight.
I want to shout. I guess I'll shout out. If you didn't check out the top 10, make sure you check out the top 10. We got our boys at Bird City Comics doing the top 10, and they did a wonderful job. So
yeah, we're actually going to bring them back this week. They're going to be on again this week because we had so much fun. So make sure you guys go check out Bird City Comics. Really a lot of fun, man. They're a lot of fun, and we're happy to do another show with them. So check them out again this week on the Hot 10. It was a lot of fun, and make sure you're checking out the Hot 10 just to check it out. Shit. Also, if you guys want to check out their infinity frames, they've got a really cool product that they're selling, an infinity frame. You should check that out. And now that I mention it, you guys should also check out Comic Barricade, comicbarricade.com. Badass new product that helps keep all your books supported and stabilized in your comic boxes. You don't have to go find, like foam or bubble wrap or something stupid to stick in there. So, just because you don't have a full short box or a full long box. Go check out Comic Barricade at comicbarricade.com. Other than that, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I guess we will see you next time.
Peace.